Hello everybody, it is FRC round 1, race 1. Oh, why race 1? Just race. And we're at Melbourne, at Australia, for the first race of the season. And as you can see, we already have the race starting. And that's not a live stream, this is a replay of the race, but with commentary. Just to check if everything works fine after um, what happened last time when we had just a slideshow instead of the race itself. And so we're uploading this replay just to allow you to watch the race instead of just taking a look at the results and thinking, oh, I performed good or oh, I performed bad. But anyways, uh, as I already know the results as well as you do as well. I'm still not going to spoil it, because it is a replay after all, but yep. Enough talking, now it's time to take a look at our starting grid, and as well as to check if we're going to have any problems with the stream, but yep, here is our starting grid. Chick Tilsley and Bagus, two Red Bulls on the front row, and on P3 we have Abovich and Vucic Charmin, two McLarens as well. Then we have Hidayat on Renault and Derka Hanebusa P6 on Force India. Then Max Midler, Daniel Fraser, we have two Ferraris, then Nicholas Johansson and Jafari Blackwood are were the slowest in Q3. Then we have Musa Karimov and Benji Rushton, the Williams drivers, with Simon Toscan P13, Litvin Pasalic P14, Fernando Tos P15, Berta Kessin P16. And at the back of the grid we have Miha, Paracelsus, Martinez, Andreoli with a grid penalty, Horlker, and Fritz Holler with a grid penalty as well. Well, I guess that the stream works fine, at least for now. We don't have any slideshows, as we see 5 lights, and we go green at Melbourne Park, as Jake Tilsley has a slower start than Aditya Bagas, but they are still side by side, and here they come into turn 1, and round the outside comes Aditya Bagas to take the lead of the races. We have yellow flags there, not really, but yep, we had a collision there, and it is Dane Fraser driving without the front wing, with still having some lags in the stream, but we'll try to fix it anyways. And what's happened there? Looks like Erika Hanevse just knocked out the front wing of the Ferrari driver, but just closing the door. And yeah, that's a race ruined for her and for Daniel Fraser. Okay, so you will have to run it like this. As we have Abolition P5, and Max Midler and Jafari Blackwood having a battle, but Max is still on P6, Nicholas Johansson up onto P8, and Musa Karimov is on P10. And he's going to make it up to P9 as Erika Hanebus has problems, as well as Daniel Fraser, who is already on P15. So, now we have Andrello on P20, and oh, look at this. A lot of battles happening there at the moment, as Dane Fraser is being overtaken round outside by Caterhams, and probably now he's going to be overtaken by Santina Andrelli as well. Anyways, Bagus is still leading with Armin second and Adam Hidet on third, Abosh on fifth, and Jake Tilsley on fourth. Bush tries to go around the inside to overtake Jake Tilsley, but unsuccessfully. And probably Hidayat will go for a move on Vucic Charmin, and I'm still trying to fix the lags, even if it is a replay. Lol. IDT Baggers has the fastest lap of the race, and in P11 we have Benji Rushton chasing Litmin Pasalic down the main straight. Into turn 1 they come. And Erika Hanabusa with Dane Fraser are in the pits. And yeah, finally we have the stream working. So let's continue watching this entertaining Australian Grand Prix. Paracelsus is trying to overtake Miha, who's defending from the Caterham, with Santina Andrelli at the back. So maybe Santina can gain 2 positions in 1 corner, but we'll have to see as the drivers come down the main straight for the second time in this race to start lap number 3. Paracelsus is defending from Santina Andrelli and they collide. Santina Andrelli will have to pit with Paracelsus. He's not stuck in the gravel, as he can continue the race but without the rear wing, which is going to cost him a lot of time. We'll have to take a look at the replay, as looks like Santina Andrelli was just dive-bombing the Caterham. As now Martins is going to move up into P16, and in the top 10 we have a lot of overtakes, but only Tisley and Dabovic have lost some places, as we have a battle there as well. Martinez, Holke and Fritz Holler. As we see, somebody had a lock up, and it was Rosetta Martinez. At first it was front right, and then there was a little lock up for the front left as well. Fritz is going for more once again as they collide. Both of them have stayed on the track, but yep, that's a bit of time, just some time lost to Jacob Holker, who is ahead of them by 4 seconds already, and that's a lot. Let's see if Fritz Holler will overtake Rosetta Martinez, or he will end up in the situation like Santina Andrelli did, but no, he's still behind, he's still in the slipstream, he's still with DRS. And are they going to be side by side into the next corner? Yeah, they will. Oh, when they collide, and probably that is the first big crash of the season. Let's take a look at replay once again. Race Hall which is dive bombing. They cater him. And yep, they've just hit each other, and Rosetta Martinez sadly retiring from his first race with Caterham after this unlucky collision with the Toro Rosso. Fritz Holler, without any problems, can continue the races. We see a Marshall with a white flag for some reason instead of the yellow flag. Well, Santina just returns to the track from the pits, and he's going to be on P21 with Paracells on P22. Still yellow flags, and we're going to be green right now. Once again, lap 5. Saboish is still trying to overtake the Red Bull of Jake Tilsley, and he's losing a lot of time to Adam Hidayat, who is already pulling away from these two guys. As Adam Hidayat is now on P3, Apovic is trying to make a move once again, but this time it is an unsuccessful move as well. We have Fernando Tos on P12, really close to the point zone, right behind Litwin Pasalic and Benji Rushton. Two rookies. As Fernando Tost, he's racing in FRC for the second season. In 2011 he was racing for Williams, which was always not the best season for him, as well as for Williams. They were one of the slowest cars on the grid, but now probably he can fight with HRT, but we'll have to see, as we had only 2 days of pre-season testings and just this first race. Well, the battle between these two continues. Meanwhile, Aditya Baga sets the fastest lap of the race, and Avosh is trying to go for a move once again. Into turn 1 he comes, and it is going to be P4 for him, as he's already 3 seconds down on Adam Hidayat. And talking about the strategies as well, looks like the pit stops are going to come in about 10 laps. Talking about the first pit stops, as drivers like Hidayat, Abovich, Blackwood and others have 11 or 12 liters of fuel. So looks like they're going for a 2 pit stop strategy. Unlike the drivers like Buggers, Armin, we can say Dilsley as well, and Max Midler. As Aditya Bugger starts lap number 8. And the bench is pretty close to the P10 of Litmin Pasalik. Oh, and that's a lockup by Musaka Rimov. Oh, and lockup for Jafari Blackwood as well. That's going to be interesting. So now he's down to P7, and Nicholas Johansson is about to overtake him. And here they come. Oh, Jafar Blackwood runs wide once again into the grass, and now it's 2 positions lost in 1 sector as Musaka Rimov is catching the slipstream behind the Mercedes. And is he going to overtake him? No. This group of drivers for Williams and for India is getting pretty close to the Mercedes of Jeffrey Blackwood. And let's see what's going to happen next, as Aditya Bago sets another fastest lap, 126.252. But Abosh is even faster, 126.178, and it is Santine and Rayleigh running wide, as we have some other yellow flags as well at the back. And yep, it was right at the same place as Jafari Blackwood. So what's happened? Oh, it is Musaka Rimov. I was usually talking about him trying to overtake the Mercedes, but no, it is an electrical problem for the Williams driver. And it is the first retirement because of a mechanical failure in this race. Oh, it looks like there was a lockup or something for Jafari Blackwood once again. Once again it is a lockup for him. So it looks like he has some interesting relationships with his brakes, as we've seen earlier during the preseason testings. And now he's struggling with these tires again. Probably not with the tires, but with brakes, but yeah, probably the issue will be known a bit later. Probably after the race, as we have Rushton chasing Litmin Pasalik in the bottom of 9th. But the German driver closes the door aggressively right ahead of the British man. And the Bush is pulling away from Jake Teasley, who is on P5, and the gap between them is 2.3 seconds. Now Samedowskan's trying to overtake Berta Kieslin. But luckily Samet remembers that the breaking point exists. And it's another yellow flag. Oh, it's Adam Hidayat with the transmission and electrical problem. He's out while being in the podium places, but no, sadly it is the retirement from P3 in the race. He had a great first quarter of the race, I think. But now looks like it is Aboic going to be up into third, and we'll have an HRT in top 10. Oh, and looks like we have the first mandatory pit stop, and it is a pit stop for Aditya Bagas at Red Bull. As he moves down to P7, probably he's going to be outside the top 10, and he will be. He's already on P14. And now we need to take a look at the drivers, as probably there are going to be some more pit stops coming a bit later. But yep, drivers have most of the drivers, I would say, have about 8 or 9 liters of fuel. And it is McLaren 1-2 at the moment. And these drivers are on a different strategy actually, as Sapovic is going to pit earlier, while Rich Carmen is going for an overcut. And about the schedule for this week. Um, we're going to have, well, at least we'll try to have 2 weekends of racing this week. The first one is going to be Sepang, the Malaysian Grand Prix, which is going to be held tomorrow and on Wednesday. The qualifying is going to be tomorrow, the race is going to be on Wednesday. And the next one is going to be the Chinese Grand Prix Shanghai, so we're thinking of hosting it on Thursday and Friday, but probably it is going to be on Friday and Saturday instead. So we'll have to see as of course it's going to be after the Malaysian Grand Prix. We have 30 laps left. Still not that many pit stops coming. We'll see if Abosh is going to be beaten now. And no, but he sets the fastest lap of the race, so his tires are still fine. Probably there was a problem. Yeah. Looks like Nicholas Johansson was struggling to make it into the corners. We can see some debris there actually. As yep, there was a debris on the right, and Nicholas Johansson has made a slight mistake. And he locked up as well. And Benji Rushton is about to overtake him. And now Fernando tosses on P9, but probably we have some pit-stops incoming. And the first one to pit is going to be Jafari Blackwood, who's struggling a lot with his tires and brakes as well in his first laps of the race. And he's not the only one to pit, as Jacob Horlicker has a planned pit stop as well. And looks like already some blue flags for Paracelsus. As probably he's going to be overtaken by Ivuchi Carmen. But it is not because of the strategy, as Paracelsus will be pitting really soon. And even he's going to be beaten even earlier than Aditya Bagus, Vucic Armin will. Well, Jafari was in the pits and he's going to be on P14 now. With Jacob Horlicker beaten as well. HRT pit crew is changing the tires for the car and the Swiss driver is ready to go. What about others? We have Abovich beaten, we have bunch of Russian pitching as well, so probably Lerkat is going to help him in this battle for P6. Frantos is pitching as well, Miha, and that's it. A nice piece of McLaren driver, and Abush is going to be on P6, I think. So he's going to be ahead of Berta Kieslin. Bunch of Russian is in the pits as well, with Fernando Tost. Oh, and that's really close! That was really close between Samatoskan and Tabobovic. Actually, oh, what was that? Kieslin was trying to overtake Abulj, but he forgot to brake. Probably no, he did not forget about the brakes, but he just tried not to collide with the Russian, and as the result he ran into the gravel with Samet Oskan. Having a chance to overtake the Mercedes of Berta. So they're going side by side. And who's going to be ahead? It is going to be the Zauber of Samet Oskan on P7. Bench is going to be behind Jafari, Dawson on P13 and Fraser on P14. Mich is going to be P15 after this pit stop, as Paracelsus is going to be beaten before himself being overtaken by the race leader Vucic Armin. Oh, and that's a yellow flag with Samet Toscan retiring after this beautiful overtake on the Mercedes. But what's happened? Was it a mechanical issue or something? And yes, it was. Transmission, electrical, and looks like a puncture as well for the rear left tire. So probably that is why the driver is retired. Oh, and that's a wheel on the track, and the wheel crossing the road. And now Fernando Tost is defended from Dane Fraser, and the wheel has disappeared, so there is no more danger for the drivers completing this part of the track. Sparcells, after having a pit stop, rejoins the track right ahead of Nicholas Johansson, and Nicholas has lost the front wing. No, that was another dangerous collision on the pit lane exit. Oh, look at it. I think it was still Nicholas' fault, as he had to run a bit wide there to let Parcells through, as he was not even racing him. Parcells was just a lapped car, so instead of being lapped, he's going to finish the race a bit earlier than he expected. Hanebus is trying to get Jacob a Holker. And now Kesslin is trying to take the Zauber of Nicholas Johansson with the broken front wing. It's going to be replaced really soon. As he will have his pit stop with Tanya Fraser chasing Fernando Tost in the battle for P12. Yep, Daniel had an issue a bit earlier on the race start, as he has collided with the Force India of Erika Hanebusa. He's going for a move, he's going for it, but no, he's still on P13. Meanwhile, we have about 25 laps to go, and Fernanda is still defending from Daniel. Maybe because it is very difficult to overtake it in Sector 3, but yep, that's an HRT and that's a Ferrari. That's a huge difference. And just look how Fernanda is closing the door. The Ferrari driver is going for an overtake. It's going to be really dangerous there, really dangerous, but no. They're still side by side, and probably there's going to be an overtake around the outside, but no! What a fantastic, what a brilliant defense by the HRT driver, and hopefully I'm not going to jinx him. That was something beautiful. No, I'll have to show you the replay from the camera of Dane Fraser. Just look how aggressively and how clean the HRT driver was defending. Probably not that clean, but at least they did not collide. And I think that's because of the skills of Dane Fraser. Just look at that, probably the battle was over, but no, he gets the position back with the move from the inside. Oh, and there is a battle between Johansson and Hanebusa as well, as the Force India driver makes it up into P14 from P16, as first she overtook Jacob Horlicker, then it was Zauber on a pit lane exit on her way, and then just look at this overtake. That was almost four wide. Oh, there was a collision between Andreoli and Holker as well, I guess. Yep, there was. Oh! Oh! And that's Nicholas Jonsson in the wall. Just look at the crash, how fast all this happened. Santino Andreoli just misses the breaking point completely, runs into the HRT of Jacob Hurlker, and that's the result. The one who's got a strong hit at the back is Nicholas Johansson. Just look at the replay once again. And we have two drivers out of the race with Santino Andreoli keeping his car working on his way to the pit lane. And it looks like he's going to be lapped by Vucci Carmin really soon. And yep, the car Jacob Hurlker is still there. And I guess that we're going to have the green flags now. Santino makes it in the pits. So that's the first lapped driver of this race. Meanwhile, Fraser moves up into P11 after taking Fernando Tost finally. This happened and it was actually the main straight, but still, let's give this guy credits for having an awesome defense from a Ferrari. And that was something, but the next one to be aware of for Fernando Tost is Miha, who's right behind him. Not right behind him, but then just 2.5 seconds behind the HRT driver. Here's Santino Andreoli, and now we have Litmin Pasalic on P4. So we're getting to the half point of the race. The Force India driver is somehow on very high positions in his debut. So for now it is a P4 for him. And do we have any pit stops? Yep, we do. Have JTSly beaten this lap. He's going to lose his second position to Max Mittler and probably to Litwin Pasalic as well. But no, Max Mittler pits as well, so probably it's going to be Litwin Pasalic on second and Abovich on third. Jake is still going to be ahead of Max, but now we have Litwin Pasalic on second place. Yep, he is going to be pitting now, but just look how iconic it looks like, as Litwin in his debut race is running on second position. Not for too long, but yep, this hit so hard, just feel free to screenshot it. Abovich moves up to third meanwhile. Holler is going to be beaten as well, as Pushik Armin, the race leader, so have these two drivers on first and second pitting. Not bad, not bad. Now let's see if Vucek is going to be still in the lead of the race, and looks like he will be. With Pasalic beating, Abush moves up at a second, probably is going to be a McLaren 1-2 today. But here is Litmin. He's not very high after this pit stop, but P7 is still not bad for the first race in FRC. Oh, and was there a problem with the front right? We'll have to see. Yep, they could not fit the tire well, so they had to lose about about 2-3 seconds because of that. And now Erika Hanebuse is in the pits as well for the second time in this race. And that was a good one. That was a good one by Force India pit crew. But the driver is going to stay on P14 though. And as we see, Bertha is going to be pitting on the next lap with just less than 5 liters of fuel. So he's going to cross the line. And he will be called to the pit lane. Am I correct? Yes, I am. So Bugs will be up into 4th, Smither up into 5th, and Pasalic up into 6th.
Hit at the end of this lap.
As now Berta Kieslin runs over the one of the Ferrari pit crew members just to have a nice pit stop. Bert is going to be even on P8, no sorry, on P9 behind Benji Rushton. Then you freeze the pits. And he's going to be on P13. But meanwhile, Fernando Dos is really close to the Mercedes. Uh, yes, Berta will need 2 or 3 laps to warm up the tires and to bring them into the optimal temperature. So probably there's a chance for the Spaniard to overtake the Mercedes driver. And here comes Fernando Tost on the Mercedes of Berta Kiesling. That's really close. They almost collide, but Berta Kiesling leaves a lot of space for Fernando. And as a result, the HRT is on P9. Now we can see the Toros of Mija fighting for P10 with the Mercedes of Berta Kiesling. This Mercedes is struggling a lot in this first half, into the first sessions of the season. Now Burgos is having a battle with his teammate Jack Chelsea as well, but the Indonesian is beaten right now. So he's not going to lose so much time behind his teammate. But Max Miller is going to move up into 4th. Adito is going to be on 8th, Fernando 9th, and Bert on 10th. Miha is still half of a second slower than the Mercedes driver. And the next pit stop is going to be for Benjamin Rushton. Looks like he's going to lose a position in the top 10. It will have the Toros driver Miha on P10 after this pit stop of Williams. And yes, Bench is down to P11. So he's going to be rejoining the track right ahead of Fritz Solar. The Rosso driver is going to be pretty close to the Williams ahead of him. And probably even the overtake is going to happen now. Let's go, side by side. And I think it is going to be P11 for him. I think it is going to be P11 for him, and it is. So, the only pit stops we have are a pit stop of Jafari Blackwood on the next lap, I guess, and a pit stop for Fernando Tost and Miha. That's it. And for Bosch as well. But the first one to pit is going to be Jafari Blackwood. No, I'm wrong. So the first one is going to be Abovich. And yep, let's just have an onboard with the McLaren driver trying to overtake Santino Andrea on P15. Let's just run some random camera like this one. Even if we cannot see absolutely anything, we can see just nothing with this camera. But it is still a nice view when you just have nothing to show. In this race, as the Russian driver is coming into the pits, while struggling to overtake Santino Andreoli. And it looks like the Russian is even slower than the Frenchman. So have Bosch pitting and Jafari Blackwood with transmission and electrical problem. Sadly, no issue with the brakes for him. Or not sadly, but yep. Bosch is pitting as well. While we take a look at Jafari, whose race is completely ruined and he's running on P13. Yeah, finally, Bosch makes the move. Probably Santino Andrea, or probably Santino finally understood that he has to give a position to the Russian. And HRT is ready for the pit stop as well, while Jake Teasley crosses the line to make it up to second, and Smithler is going to be on third. Is Littman going to be on fourth as well? This is going to be a really close battle between these two for the position. And I think that the German driver has a chance to overtake Abovich right there, or probably into the next corner. Oh, side by side, and Abovich has an inside line coming into the second corner, or it's the third corner, I have no idea, but no, Abovich keeps the position. Fernando Tost is most likely going to be on P11 or something. And actually he is. there's going to be three-way battle for P11, as it looks like it, and no, Jafar is going to be on P11, Fernando on P12, and Miha on P13. This is it for the pit stops in this race, and yep, just I think that the only battle is a battle for P11 between Blackwood, Toast, and Miha. Oh, and it's a lockup once again for the Mercedes, but not for Jafari. It is a lockup for Berta Kieslin, but still, he's still on P7. I have no idea what to talk about, so probably can ask us. We can ask some questions in the chat. Oh, and that's Benji Rushton out of the race. As he was looking really good today, but something went wrong, and it was a collision with Daniel Fraser, I guess. And yes, it was. Another dive bomb, a dive bomb for nothing in this race. As Daniel Fraser had a chance to get some points at least, but no, he just decides to run into the back of the Williams, and as a result, we're going to have Blackwood on P9 and Toss on P10. So we have an HRT in top 10, which is interesting, and Benji is now out of the race. Green flags are back, and we have a battle between Ferrari and Mercedes, but it is a battle for P9 only, and one of the drivers, the one who is defending, has a broken front wing, so it's just an easy overtake for Jafari Blackwood. Fernando Toss is about to make a move as well. So now Miha is going to be on P11. 9 laps to go. the damage is repaired and Daniel is ready to go, but this time he's laughing for nothing. Probably he's just testing the car before the race at Malaysia. Or he just wants to cause some mess in the leading group. Sergio is right ahead of his teammate Max Smittler. Well, probably that's a Brazil 2011 moment when Daniel was much faster than Max, but Max needed points the most. He was battling for the championship and lost it in the last two laps of the race. But this time Max is ahead. It is not just team orders or something, it is blue flags. IDT Buggles, the 2011 World Champion, is now running on P6. Five laps to go in this race, with Bush Charmin leading the Grand Prix. And is it going to be his first win in FRC after having after spending 2 seasons? And oh, it's the yellow flag and it is the Red Bull. No, it isn't. No, it is a Toro Rosso actually of Fritz Holler. And Miha is going to move up into 10th with Erika Hanebus on P11. Oh! And it is a front wheel loss for Erika in such an interesting way, as it was the tire. And as a result of a contact of the front wing and the tire of the lost tire of Fritz Holler, which is going to be pistol for Erika. Santini is going to move up into P11 with some chances of getting some points maybe, I don't know, I have no idea. And Fraser is going to move up into P12, I guess. And now it is officially 5 laps to go. Eric is in the pace, while Dane Fraser tries to overtake his teammate for nothing. No, he still cannot overtake the teammate. Jake TLC is now in second place. And oh, it's Aditya Vargas in the wall. What a huge impact for the car. And looks like we'll have debris everywhere. What's happened there? Was it mechanical failure or not? I think it was not, as Aditya completely misses the braking point. I'm not even sure that there is a braking point in this corner, but yep. A mistake there, probably probably he should have steered uh, harder, I don't know, into this corner, but yep, that's another retirement. That's not a way to start the season for the 2011 World Champion. Meanwhile, we have 4 laps to go, and yep, we can say that now the intrigue is dead, maybe. Maybe there are going to be some changes in the drivers' positions, but yeah, but the only thing that can change the driver's order in this race is some kind of a mechanical failure, maybe, as we can see the positions gained and lost, as TSA is not going to make his first pole position. He's not going to transform it into the first ever race win. Meanwhile, Kieslin and Andreoli have gained 10 positions since the start of the race. Armin has gained 3 positions, while Smitler has gained 4, and yeah, Abovich and Teasley lost 1 position as well. Sabu Sherman is going to cross the start-finish line and to start the lap number 42, 44, and we're going to have just 3 more laps of racing. Oh, and looks like Fraser overtook his teammate. That's interesting. That's not illegal, but that's just interesting. Okay, we're going to skip it like this. And there you go. Three laps to go. And Daniel is just pulling away from his teammate, Max Smitler. And looks like Daniel sets the fastest lap of the race. But I'm not sure. I was about to say that he is not going to get points for that, but Abovich, who's running on fourth with a lot of fresh air ahead of him and nobody behind as well, sets another as he renews the fastest lap of the race. And the lap was 1:25.86 and 4. Yep, that's nice for the start of the season, as we have only 12 drivers are going to be classified. Probably additive bugs as well, but we'll have to see. So yep, he completed 75 or something percent of the full race distance. So yep, we're going to have 13 drivers classified in this race, and 9 of them are not going to be lapped by the race leader Vucic Armin. Yep, there's just nothing to do to watch Vucic Armin lap by lap as Dane Fraser says the fastest lap and Apovic says the fastest lap as well. Probably we're going to have a battle of fastest laps between Dane Fraser and Apovic. Probably these were the tactics by Ferrari to not to let to not let don't know okay to not let McLaren get the fastest lap point. Let's see if the tactics are going to work or not, but the battle for the fastest lap is just on fire as the drivers update the overall fastest lap of the race almost lap by lap, and Vucic Armin is going to calm down the final couple of corners and he's going to start the final lap of the race. And now we'll have to check the drivers and their fastest laps. Stain Fraser is now coming down the main straight as well, and let's see, no fastest lap for him. But what about Abovic? What about the Russian? And no fastest lap as well. Probably the tires are dead, or probably they're uh, getting ready for the final lap. We'll have to see, but yeah, let's just have Vucic Armin, as he has to deserve this. As he has deserved this win, of course. And yep, first race for McLaren and already a race win. As now it's just only sector 3 left for him. And the Montenegrin driver, the first and the only in FRC from the country of Montenegro, comes down the final couple of corners, down the main straight, and he becomes the 2012 Australian Grand Prix winner. Congratulations to Vucic Armin and congratulations to McLaren. On second place we're going to have another driver having his first race with a new team. It is Jake Teasley. No, it's not a pole position transferred into the race win, but still second place is something. And P3 is going to be for Max Miller, as Daniel Fraser is going to cross the line, and this is going to be a personal best. Yes, it is going to be personal best for him, and probably the fastest lap overall. No, just look at that, just 200ths of a second between the Russian and the British drivers. As Smith is on P3 in devotion, P4, P5 for Litmin Pasalic, P6, no, P12 for Erika Hanebasa, with such an unlucky result for her. P6 Berta Gieslin and P7 Jafari Blackwood, two Mercedes drivers, were struggling a lot today, but yep, double points finish is something for them. And on P8 we have Fernando Tost on HRT, and on P9 Miha. Congratulations with points in your debut. And on P10 we have Santina Andreoli with Dane Fraser on P11. That's it. That's it for the Australian Grand Prix for the season opener. now let's take a look at the race results. Once again, Armin, Gisli Smitler, Abovich Pasale, Kiesin Blackwood, Toast, Miha Andrei Fraser, Hanebo Sabayos, Holler, Rushton, Holke, Johansson, Oskan, Paracels, Hidayat, Karimov and Martinez. This is the finishing order, and about the constructors' race points, it is going to be 38 for McLaren, counting the fastest lap, and 18 for Red Bull, 15 for Ferrari, 14 for Mercedes, 10 for Force India, and 4 for HRT. But the drive's fastest laps, we already know that it is fastest lap for Abovich, with just 0.02 of a second faster than Daniel Fraser. Well, that's it, now we're going to listen to the national anthems. And now that's the race day over. Once again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to join our Discord server if you want to, and now I want to say huge thanks to Pyatt, our championship owner, our championship creator, who decided to leave the championship for some time. So take your time, and we wish that your return to our friendly community really soon. But yep, that's a win for your driver, so congratulations. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I wish you a good afternoon, a good evening, or a good night. And goodbye. See you next time at